Greetings to you to the other side of the screen. I'm Matti Mali, aka Untitled Chapter, and after a long way we continue with my 100 worst films I've ever seen. Today from 60 to 51. And with the number 60 we have Tarzan and Zane. Yeah, the Disney sequels make their glorious return. This is kind of a sequel to Disney's Tarzan film. Has three separate stories and between the stories there's some kind of framing story or something. Well, I don't remember much of it except that those stories are stupid and filled with unrealistic action. I mean, it was skating on wood isn't that realistic to begin with, but at least in that movie, that original movie, it had some fluency to it, and I have only seen the finished dub, so I can judge on the original cast. Yeah, I don't remember much of it, and yeah, in the couple of the past installs I've done this, I've looked from Wikipedia if my remembering of them has been hazy, but then I thought about this, these videos are already so long, and if I stop to explain at every point what was wrong in them, I'd be here all day and they would be so long. And if I forgot any details from a movie, there must have been a good reason. And I'll check the Wikipedia plot synopsis only if I'd forgotten every single thing about the movie. So let's just move on to 59, Blood Rain 2 Deliverance. And now it's the first time the famous video game movie director Uwe Boll makes his first appearance on the list. And yeah, I've seen almost all movies, live action films that are based on video games, and none of them are that very good. I mean, I don't believe that most video games movies suck, I just believe that most of them are average. Yeah, Uwe Boll's movies tend to be... the only movie where he kind of succeeded was Postal, and that was only because the source material was rather disgusting. But there are a couple of things that save Blood Rain 2 from being worse than this one. Then it has... I like the setting. It's Blood Rain is about this vampire chick played by Natasha Malthe, and she's in the Wild West, which I think is Wild West is always a cool setting, and it does provide some kind of mood with its music and kind of, and there's Billy the Kid, who is also happens to be a vampire played by Jack Ward, and he does a really good performance. He's kind of a creepy guy, but yeah. What I remember from the film, it had stupid plot twists, and all the rest of the characters were annoying and bad actors. And yeah. Number 58, Dune. Yeah, I think my favorite bad films are the ones from acclaimed directors who make one bizarre misstep, and Dune is that for its director David Lynch. Yeah, I mean in the typical David Lynch fashion, the movie has its weird symbolism and stuff, but the movie also suffers from that this sci-fi film is based on a trilogy of books, and they tried to cram all of them in this one big movie, which length I don't remember. It has Kyle MacLachlan as this some sort of space noble whose family gets betrayed, and then he goes to these people in the desert and learns to control sandworms or something, and with some kind of voice command stuff, he's the chosen one or something. The movie was, I remember it to be dull and confusing and pretentious. It has been like more than 10 years that I've seen it. And apparently it has a big cast of well-named actors: Virginia Madsen, Brad Dourif, Joseph Ferrer, Jürgen Prochnow, Sun Young, Sting, Patrick Stewart. Quite a big cast for this kind of confusing sci-fi epic. And speaking of confusing and pretentious, Winter's Tale. Yeah, this is the newest movie on this list. It was in fact released last year in the theaters. It's the latest movie on this list I've seen. I watched it on Netflix out of sheer curiosity and for the sake of getting more variety to this list. And yeah, it's directed by the guy who wrote Batman and Robin, so it will tell you something. It stars Colin Farrell as this Irish dude who lives in New York and apparently has some special powers, and then there's Russell Crowe, who easily does the worst performance of his career as this demon who is hunting for Colin Farrell for his special powers. And he has this kind of Popeye accent and it talks like this. It just seems so fake, and at least the movie is kind of interesting for all the bizarre stuff it throws at you. There's Will Smith playing the devil, and who basically does nothing in this plot. And there's a horse that's really a dog that can fly with its wings, and there's all kind of weird rules. And well, I will give to the movie that it looks gorgeous, and that the actors who do actually care about what they are doing, well, the script doesn't give them that much to do, but they do the work okay. But the writing is just so full of itself. It's weird symbols and stuff. Okay. Number 56, Slipstream. Yeah, I remember that this movie was directed by some guy who made commercials for most of the time, and yeah, it shows because the editing is fast, custom and confusing. Well, the movie is about this inventor played by Sean Astin, you know, the Samwise Gamgee from Lord of the Rings, who has invented a device that can be used to rewind time. And he uses it to hit on a bank clerk who he has a crush on. And then there comes the bank robbers led by Winnie Jones. And yeah, I remember Winnie Jones does a good performance, but then again Winnie Jones is usually put to play these angry tough guys. And it's a character type he does really well. So no faults there. Yeah, most of my memory of this movie is hazy, but yeah, when it's come to this low on the list, most of the frequent complaints I have are the bizarre plot twist or plot holes or whatever. They're always story based. Acting wise this movie was passable, but the editing was just annoyed the crap out of me. And I guess the writing had the confusion stuff, and well, that's given with the time travel premise. Yeah. Number 55, War of the Dead, Stones War. This is a Finnish zombie movie happening in World War II, which spent a lot of time in development hell. I mean, it was supposed to be come out in 2008. I still remember the advertising from that time, but there was some right issues and it wasn't released until 3 years later. And it's kind of have those typical. It stars Andrew Tiernan, who is American soldier, I guess, and it has several Finnish names that were hot at the time: Jouko Ahola, Samuel Vauramo, Mikko Leppilampi, Antti Reininen. They are these Finnish guys who are searching for weird. There are some weird experiments made by the Soviets, or was it the Nazis? I don't remember whose zombies they were, but there's lots of gory stuff and people die, and who really cares? These characters didn't have that much of a distinct personalities, or at least they're not that memorable to begin with. And there was the obligatory female character who is in trouble, I think, and just a number voidness my mind has. I remember from the next one that more Driven. The Rennie Harley directed melodrama about the world of Formula One. Well, not Formula One because he couldn't get the right. So it's about the infamous kart racing series, which at least I remember for its numerous deaths, which was quite of agonizing. But this was Kip Pardue as this hot kart driver, and he has beautiful wife played by Estella Warren. Wait, no. Estella Warren was someone else's girlfriend. There was also Gina Gershon. I don't remember whose wife she was. Well, anyway, there's Andrew Tiernan. No. Kip Pardue is playing this hot Formula driver, and then there's Til Schweiger as his German comparator. Yeah, it was his wife who divorced him, and but I don't remember which one of the ladies I mentioned played her. Oh yeah, and then there's this older, more experienced car driver played by Sylvester Stallone, well, who I think also partially wrote this. And Burt Reynolds is some racer manager. But yeah, it's quite an exhausting soap opera plot with lots of triangle dramas and broken hearts and whatnot. And yeah, some of the racing portions were fine, I think, although towards the end there's this really ridiculous accident scene where the cars are flying on the air and someone smashes it and the heroes go to save the driver who is in the burning car, and I remember it more of this movie than the previous one. Let's just go to the 53 Far Cry. And yeah, Uwe Boll makes a return. Did I forget something? Oh no, yeah, let's go to the Far Cry, based again on a video game. And I have actually played the first Far Cry game, and I don't mind some of the changes made to the movie version. I mean, the original one happened in this Paradise. The game happened in Paradise Island. The movie happened in some Canadian woods, I suppose. Canadian woods, I suppose. But you know, that's just a budget reason. So you have to make some changes, but. And Till Schweiger, yeah, double entrance from him. He plays the main character, Jack. I don't remember what his last name is. In the video game, his last name was Carver. But it's interesting that the main character's last names change in all. It changes in. They are different in Far Cry. It's console. It's console version. Was it Primal Instincts or something, or Vengeance? I don't remember. And in the movie version, they have different last names. So anyway, yeah. This Schweiger is a hired mercenary, and he's hired to take this reporter played by Emmanuel Vaugier in the remote island to search on stuff, but his boat is exploded that they are stranded and have to face the super mutant, which are created by a doctor played by Udo Kier. It's just, you know, everyone is so tired of this being in this movie. I really seem that they'd like to be anywhere else but in here. Till Schweiger's face barely moves, and Vaugier wasn't memorable, and Udo Kier. Well, whenever Udo Kier does a bad movie, he has its own unique sense. I don't care. Yeah. And there's this one really annoying side character played by Chris Coppola, Uwe Boll regular, and he just complains about everything and stuff. I mean, everything that comes at him causes him unamountable pain, and I just really can't stand this guy. And the story is this kind of stupid super mutant plot, and I guess the movie got that right, because even at the Far Cry game, which was, by the way, way too overlong, the story was kind of stupid. And this movie version doesn't really fix that fact. And yeah, the movie version actually is the last in the Far Cry's silly phase, because after that came Far Cry 2, which I haven't played, but I've heard it's more focused on social commentary and is more philosophically sound and based on realism, which apparently is further enhanced by the series' magnum opus Far Cry 3. But I haven't played those, but I am interested to play that 3. If I came across it, I may take a look at it. But the movie made no justice to any of this. Number 52, In the Name of the King, A Dungeon Siege Tale. Yes, it is trifecta for Dr. Boll. And this is definitely one of the most boring films he has made. It's there's different kind of bad, and one of the worst bad is the boring kind of bad. That is just filled with cliches. And once again, based on a video game, Dungeon Siege, which I haven't played, and it has this guy whose only given name is Farmer, who's played by Jason Statham of all people. Yeah, this movie is also perhaps the most star-filled of all the Uwe Boll directed movies, and the other cast include Lily Sobieski, who is, I guess, was she some kind of warrior chick? Well, eventually she and Jason get it on, and there's Ray Liotta as this evil wizard who wants some mystical thing or something. And other cast include there was King played by Burt Reynolds. Some of these actors just come so often here. And then there's also John Rhys Davies and Ron Perlman in this mess. So farmer's village is attacked, and I think his child dies and the wife is taken away. Well, I have to give the movie some credit, because that's an interesting reversal, because it's usually the wife dies and the kid gets kidnapped, and yeah, didn't expect that. You got me there, so kudos. But this movie just repeats every hard cliché in fantasy genre, and my memory of the movie has become, due to that, has become so blurred, right, the rest of them. Well, I remember some details of the plot. They asks people's help for defeating the evil wizard or something. There's this epic battle, and yeah, this movie is not worth remembering. And there will be more Uwe Boll movies on this list, and they are more interesting than this tired fantasy, like you say. And its acting was also really uninspired. Well, Statham usually has one face in pretty much all the movies he's in, but in many of the movies, like in Crank, he can manage to do that one-face character archetype well. And in the first Transporter movie, I suppose, but not in this one, because all the other actors are just don't give a damn either, and it's just a point. So let us end for today with the 51 Thunderbirds. Yeah, this is the 2004 live action version, not starring the Thunderbirds, who are these kind of, I'm not supposed they were funded by government, but some kind of heroes who use these flying machines to do all kinds of heroic deeds. And this movie doesn't star them, but their kids. And I don't know are these kids of any significance, but the villain is played by Ben Kingsley, who is this evil, thick brown guy who wants to take over the world or destroy something, or yeah, in retrospect, perhaps I should have looked this movie's Wikipedia article just to remind me what the hell was going on in there. But I remember that the kids made all kind of family movie cliches. They have their differences and they fight, and they defeat the villain's sidekicks with all kind of funny stuff, and but at least the Ben Kingsley is somewhat yeah, I think Ben Kingsley feels a little tired into this being in this movie as well, although he has even in his most worst, Ben Kingsley still has some charisma to share in his presence. And this villain, whose name I think was the Hood, is intimidating, and yeah, well, he's not scary intimidating, but a faint respect kind of giving intimidating. so I guess that suffices for something. Yeah, okay, I'm done today. Yeah, just so now that my 100th movie review is closing, I'll have these and my reviews to take turns, so next time I'll hopefully get released a new Worth of an Oscar episode after a long while, which will be about Hamlet, and hopefully it will come out before this weekend, so see you then.